Today we're going to be talking about a very special breeding project that I've been hinting at on my other social media platforms as well as my YouTube community page for the last few weeks. But first, let me explain how this came to be. You guys know that I have been keeping red-eyed crocodile skinks for a few years now, and they are just one of the most incredible, inquisitive, intelligent, and entertaining animals to keep. And I've had this pair living under my care for quite some time. They've been reproducing for me quite effectively. I usually produce 3 to 4 hatchlings every single year, and it's been really enjoyable. So more recently I was thinking, well, you know, these animals are pretty uncommon. I should be making more systematic effort to maybe keep some of the babies, trade a few with other people reproducing the animals so that I can, you know, exchange bloodlines without involving the money. And every time I posted an ad about the animals that I was offering only for trade, the only responses I would receive to those ads were people saying, hey, I'm wondering if you would consider selling the animals you're looking to trade. And that was never my intention. And I appreciate people's enthusiasm and interest, but I just would politely say, no, sorry, this time I'm looking to trade the neonates. I'm not looking to sell. And after about a month of this, I came to the realization that no one is breeding these skinks. The majority of folks I could find breeding them were either in Europe or maybe a select few hobbyists like myself in the States. And that was just really, really disappointing to me because here I was with this pair of crocodile skinks that I had purchased 3 years ago, and they're doing so well for me. They're reproducing. Why are there not more people keeping these animals? They're so rewarding to keep. Yeah, they're very shy and they're not really great for handling, but they're such interesting captives to keep. And so I decided, well, this is a problem for me, especially because I have this immense love and appreciation for these skinks, and it really troubles me to see that their presence in the reptile hobby is literally supplied only by wild-caught representation. What I mean by that more specifically is that if you're gonna buy a red-eyed crocodile skink as a pet, 99% of the time it's wild caught out of Indonesia. And I have a problem with that. I mean, I have a problem with that in general because I feel that wild caught animals should be reserved exclusively for breeders to perpetuate, if that's the word, or reproduce them to create captive bred representation for pets or etc. I don't think they should be taken from the wild to become individual pets or people. That's a whole other topic on its own. But I have a problem with that. I want to see these animals have captive representation. So I know I might get some hate here because I told you guys that my crocodile skink focus was going to become doing the big upgrade from my original pair, Sunny and Sappy. Now I'm not switching gears. I've purchased that tank. I'm still going to do it, but an opportunity arose for me to acquire a decent sized group of wild-caught crocodile skinks. And what I decided to do is systematically breed these animals because I would like to not only use my channel as a platform to show how it can be done properly so other people can do the same. I want more people to buy captive bred crocodile skinks. I want more people to breed these animals so that we don't need to keep taking them from the wild. We have the capacity to breed these animals quite easily. I think the hardest thing with crocodile skinks is getting wild-caught animals that are in good shape. They are pretty finicky when they come in, and that's probably a big discouraging factor. Once you can get them acclimated and breeding, the captive bred representation, for me at least, has been very hardy, and I think they can make great reptile pets. Look, don't touch, so to speak. You know, I don't want to disappoint anyone. I've kind of postponed upgrading Sunny and Sappy for now because they're doing fantastic. Their offspring are doing really great. I will get to it, but the opportunity arose now and I seized it. I've purchased a large group of crocodile skinks. They're all wild caught. they're all being acclimated. And I've purchased a few larger 15-gallon tanks to house individual pairs in, and we're gonna be setting them up. So in today's video, what I wanted to do is explain to you why I made the more recent decision to start systematically breeding red-eyed crocodile skinks, Tribolonotus gracilis, on a larger scale. I'm going to be sharing this experience with you in a series of videos, how I'm doing it, what the experience has been, and so on and so forth. So in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at a lot of the skinks I'm keeping, how I've been keeping them currently. We're going to take a look at the tanks I'm setting up for them to go into, some of the supplies I've purchased, and then going forward, the next video will be setting up those tanks and moving the animals into them, and then we'll just kind of snowball the adventure from there. We know of a certainty that the setup that I have for Sunny and Sappy, although it isn't very large, it works quite well. You know, there are 5 skinks living in it happily, long term, getting along, etc. No fighting, no squabbling. Although it's minimal space, this is sort of a breeding operation of sorts. I know that their needs are met in these enclosures, so I'm setting up 3 of them. Sunny and Sappy will eventually be moved out into that upgrade because they are my original special pair. They're still gonna get that upgrade like I promised you guys. And then that 4th enclosure will also be used for more skinks to be moved into. So the goal will actually be to have 8 pairs of red-eyed crocodile skinks breeding. Educate, help spread the word of a system of keeping these animals that's worked well for me through my platforms, but also to, you know, kickstart the craze or the desire for people to breed these animals in captivity. They don't need to come out of the wild anymore. Like, they're easy to keep, they're easy to breed. You just need people to do it, right? So anyway, I hope that makes sense to you guys. And yeah, that's kind of the explanation for what's going on here. I hope you guys understand, and I hope you support me. And I understand if maybe someone disagrees with the project, but like, yeah, I'm just sharing my motivation and my desire, why I'm choosing to do this. So let's get right into it, guys. We are breeding little dragons, and I have a lot of little mouths to feed here. So without further ado, let's go ahead and meet a bunch of the crocodile skinks that I have here. Every day I have to go into these enclosures and clean out their water, their food dishes, keep things nice and neat and tidy. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to showing you the animals. I also want to give a special shout out and thanks to Poor Credit Pets for the animals. They are based in Ontario. This isn't a sponsored video by any means. I just want to give them a little shout out and thank you because I did acquire my animals through them, and Grant Crossman was very kind and helpful in making this a possibility for me. So I want to just thank Poor Credit Pets, National Reptile, for that service. Because my satanic leaf-tail geckos are no longer being kept in these enclosures for the time being, I'm removing the top shelf of enclosures to make space for this project. Here are some of the new enclosures I purchased to house the individual pairs in. They actually are the exact same size as the ones that Sunny and Sappy and their 3 offspring are currently housed in. Alright guys, so here are the crocodile skinks. I'm keeping them all in quarantine tubs like this with a ventilation slot. They seem to be doing quite well. Some of them were in rough shape when they first arrived. They have some moistened substrate, different cork hides as well, so they can sit on top and dry off if they need to. It's important for them to have a dry area to be. In the final enclosures, there will be dry areas of substrate as well, just to prevent any like fungal infections or anything like that. But here you can see is one of them resting. I don't want to disturb them more than that. They always sleep with their heads sideways. It looks so funny. And yeah, every day we have to change out the water dishes because they get dirty. They'll poop in them. If you look over here, there is another dirty water dish. This enclosure houses 2 individuals. You can see them here, sleeping with their heads sideways, cuties. I've been trying really hard to keep fungus gnats out of here. It's been a nightmare and a half to say the least, but it doesn't harm the skinks, fortunately. And yeah, so those are the other enclosures. So we'll go through and you'll see all the animals. But if you take a look over here, I wanted to show you. So these are going to be 3 of the 4 enclosures housing crocodile skinks. Now, obviously, you guys know Sunny and Sappy are in here. There's Sappy right there. A few of the babies chilling and running around. Actually, there's one right there. But yeah, this is their enclosure. Same enclosure. So what we're actually gonna do is quite literally replicate this setup since it's working so well. I may try a few different plants. This is the Aqueon filter I've been using. It's been working phenomenally. It's lasted longer than anything else I've used for these tanks. So I have 3 of them there. They're gonna be set up in the back of the enclosures, probably facing this way. And then I'll have my barriers, which I'm going to use. These are, I wish I could tell you guys what this is, guys. It kind of just, it's just a fake stone barrier made for aquariums. Pet store wasn't using them anymore. I saw them like this to create that initial barrier. I'll be using some terrarium putty to kind of fill the gaps along the edges. And then we have egg crate here, which we're going to use to build the land area and keep it elevated above the water or drainage layer, right? So you can see that here. So that's all gonna be happening in the second part of this series, shall I say, for the videos. So I'm excited. The next time we talk about this project, it'll be to set these tanks up and move these skinks into it. I also have the filtration floss here that I'm going to use over top of the egg crate as a sort of additional barrier instead of the mesh, most likely, to keep the substrate from falling through. So it's pretty exciting stuff, everyone. I'm just so stoked on this project. I really hope it's gonna go well. Yeah, for today right now, what I just wanted to do is show you the animals, show you how I've been keeping them. So as I said, and we'll go ahead and change their waters out now. But yeah, they get their water. Every few days I drop in crickets. I've started doing panic cure treatments. And then I also use these little takeout cups and put mealworms in them and drop them in a corner for them to have, you know, some stationary prey that can't get out of the cups, so I can kind of monitor if they're getting in there and eating them. Some containers are empty after a day, some are untouched. Those are the ones that I'm more concerned about, and I watch them closely. I also have that superworm feeding dish. Allows me to give them something a bit more protein dense that'll, you know, fatten them up quicker. So I rotate this between the enclosures to give them some superworms as well. So that's where all the skinks are. Let's go ahead now, change the waters, and meet everybody. Whenever I do enclosure water changes, I rinse the skinks off just to check and make sure that they don't have any cuts, marks, infections. It's hard to tell when they're all covered in little dirt particles, so cleaning them off like this allows me to give them a good once over and make sure they're healthy. A really interesting fact about red-eyed crocodile skinks is that they're one of the only reptiles that have vocal cords besides geckos. As you can see, this little guy is letting me know with his voice that he's not having a fun time. So let's get him back in his enclosure before he stresses out any more than he has. in here I have two female skinks, but you're gonna notice right away that one of them looks a lot different than the other one. And that's because one of them is actually a different species. This is the white-eyed crocodile skink, or the plain crocodile skink. Nothing plain about the animal, just that they're generally speaking sometimes lighter. Go away, fungus gnat. But they don't have the same red around the eyes as you see on the T. gracilis. But yeah, so I was more or less accidentally given this species. I guess it came in on the import with the gracilis. And she's adorable. She's doing really well. I'm kind of like not sure if I actually want to exchange her. They offered to replace her with another gracilis. I'm kind of debating keeping her and trying to source a male. You're okay, sweetie. You're okay. And then yeah, so I had to keep her with another female. I didn't want to risk, I don't know, I didn't want to risk like a male or something trying to mate with her. So this is a another female T. gracilis. You're okay, you're okay, you're okay. Let's get you in the water. You're okay. Fortunately, these are the last skinks to get cleaned for the day because that water is pretty dirty now. Okay, so let's go ahead and take everything out as we've been doing. I'm just gonna kind of stir things up a bit like so, and yeah, just kind of, I don't know, freshen it up because it gets really compacted over time while they're running around on it. Now, most of these crocodile skinks are like religiously pooping and urinating in their water dishes, which is why it's so important that you change their water daily when you're acclimating them. But if the substrate gets a lot of fecal material in it, I swap it out too because of the quarantine naturally. Anyhow, perfect. We can put some of that wood back. Big piece like so. And the girls stay hidden under there. Let's get their water dish in right there. And fill it up with some reverse osmosis water. Yeah, this female was actually doing not so well when I first got her, but she's definitely bounced back a lot since she arrived, so I'm very happy to see that. And then this little girl is just an absolute piggy. You're okay, go ahead, sweetie. Nova might be a nice name for her if I were to keep her. I'm not sure. It's tough because it really doesn't go with the project, right? Totally different species. I'd have to get an extra animal, which would be a male, more room, just one pair. I don't know, we'll see, but she's sweet. All right, let's leave these alone and talk more about the project. Man, I need a haircut. Pretty bad at this point. Really crazy. But with the lockdown, hairdressers are not operating yet, so we'll get there eventually. But what do you guys think of this beard, by the way? Should I cut it sometime? I don't know. Let me know. Anyways, guys, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I'm extremely excited about this project. It's been a bit stressful because I really, don't want to bug the skinks too much, but I also really want to make sure that they're happy, healthy, and doing well, so it's tricky business. But nonetheless, I'm so happy to see they've been thriving for the most part. I'm really excited and eager to get this second part up for you guys where I'll show you how I set up these tanks, get the filters in, plant them. Without further ado, thank you so much. Let me know what you think about the project and we can engage in a bit of a conversation as we do with the questions of the day. As always, guys, I really appreciate your support and viewership. If you'd like to support this channel further, I have my Patreon link down below where you can unlock special exclusive features and cool updates that are, kind of behind the scenes and learn ahead of everyone else, as well as my merch store, which also helps support this channel if you'd like to make a small purchase for your patronage. And yeah, that's about it.
Also want to give a special shout out to Aaron for becoming my newest patron. Thank you so much.
And also, guys, we're getting really close to 100,000K, so keep those posts coming. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check my Instagram page and my YouTube community page where I've been posting about it to ask you guys to send me the 100K post so I can make the large mural collage thing. But yeah, thank you so much, everyone. We're so close to 100K. Anyways, I'll leave it at that. If you want to see more videos about crocodile skinks, check out the link up above to my red-eyed crocodile skink playlist. And as always, guys, I look forward to seeing you all in another video again soon. See you all next Tuesday. Have an awesome weekend. Bye.